Hi, guys. Welcome back. Cara Lee is in a gorgeous, new, beautiful outfit. She's looking stunning today. She teaches how to sparkle. Tell us about where you are.
So I teach makeup for theater, and so I have class like right after this. So I came to do this live in the makeup studio so that I would not be late for
Out
class.
of college, right?
Yes, at BYU.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? So podcasting, women in podcasting, women tend to have many things that we're juggling, right? And Cara Lee juggles a lot because she's so capable. Really, really. She's so capable and she shows up and she shines wherever she goes. And the thing is that with podcasting, one of the main things that can hold us back is feeling like we're juggling too much. So, what I want to do is walk us through a visualization, a little grounding, a little just getting into our bodies so that we can know that time is infinite and that we are so capable and that there's so much goodness to be experienced, specifically through our podcasting journeys, wherever you are at in your journey with podcasting, whether you have 25 episodes done and out there in the world, that's incredible, or whether you're just starting on your first one, or whether you've done 1,000 episodes, we all are beginners in some aspect. We all need that renewal and that refreshment and that way of coming back home to our highest self. So let's get started. So you can go ahead. We're going to dive into this transformative visualization to connect with this powerful podcaster within you. And you can just get comfortable in your seat and you can gently close your eyes and you can give yourself the deepest breath you've given yourself all day. And if it feels good, it is scientifically proven to release stress when we sigh out loud. You can sigh out loud. This is your moment. You've chosen to be here for a reason. Your soul chose to be in this moment for a reason. Whether you're here live or you're listening to the replay, your soul is choosing to be here. So fully be here. Let yourself fully be here. A little side note is that we like to think and say and pride ourselves, including myself, on being these incredible multitaskers as women. But the thing is with multitasking is that we're actually not doing everything at once. We're actually taking a little bit extra energy to switch tasks constantly. And it's actually harder on our system and on getting things done when we're always switching tasks. So, point being, what if you let yourself fully be here in this moment? Because the whole universe, all the magic and all the miracles and all of the sparkle and wonder is right here, right now, inside of you. Everything you're wanting for yourself. And if you're here live, type into the chat, what do you want to feel by the end of this session, of this workshop? What would you like to remember? What would you like to know? What would you like to feel? Any of those, or you can type all three. And then you can close your eyes again. Yeah. And feel the ground beneath you. And just imagine roots extending from the base of your spine all the way down to the core of Mother Earth, anchoring you in firmly to the earth. You can let it wrap around the core. And with each breath that you give yourself, notice that difference in quality between taking a breath and giving yourself a breath. You can let this sense of stability and groundedness and calm wash over you. Noticing any tension in the body or the mind with non-judgment, with love, with compassion, right? Meditation is that non-judgmental observation. Now I invite you to picture, if you will, a serene, inspiring space. Maybe it's a favorite room, a cozy studio, a peaceful area that you've cultivated to make you feel so good whenever you're in it. And in this space of freedom and expression and expansion, maybe you've got some crystals, maybe you've got some oracle cards, maybe you've got a beautiful candle, whatever makes you feel good. Music around you on the walls. You feel safe and you feel empowered. And I invite you to visualize colors and sounds and scents around you. And allow yourself to take this in. What does this feel like? And breathe. And in this sacred space, I invite you to imagine yourself at a microphone or a headset or your phone. And you're radiating confidence because you're in yourself, you're in your body, you're in your element. You're authentically dropped in, you're authentically you. You've given yourself permission to be you. And this feels like joy. You are a successful podcaster on your terms with what that means to you. And you're surrounded by warm lighting. And visualize that your ideas flow effortlessly from your heart. And feel the excitement building as you prepare to share your voice, your stories, your knowing. And know that your words, your intentions, your heart hold significance and meaning. And you have the power. You have the power to inspire and connect to other hearts, to resonate with other lives all over the world. Imagine creating collaborations that lift your soul, connecting with like-minded individuals who share your purpose. Picture receiving unexpected opportunities that contribute to your journey, opening new doors for growth. And I invite you to visualize having conversations with people that maybe you once thought were out of your reach. As you give yourself a smile here, what would that feel like? Oh, I got to talk to this person. I got to make this friend. I got this opportunity because of this platform. Imagine sharing insights and treasures of the heart that enrich both of your experiences and your whole audience's experiences. And now, picture your partner or a child or a sister or a brother, a parent, someone you love, someone you care about, someone you want to be seen by. And I want you to imagine them listening to your podcast with you. You're in the car, You're in the car together, you're driving somewhere fun together, and their eyes lighting up with joy as they hear your voice, as they experience your truth, they experience your knowing, they experience your awakening, and feel your eyes welling and your heart welling with pride, knowing that you're making a meaningful contribution to their lives. And feeling that feeling of feeling seen, of feeling heard, of feeling known. And imagine this journey being easy and fun and simple and filled with excitement. And each step feeling natural, and you're surrounded by support, a supportive community. You feel encouraged. Maybe you feel a level of encouragement that you've never felt. And allow your creativity to flow freely because of this support. Because you can be authentically you in this supportive community. And now envision those forces of those who listen to your podcast and those around you supporting you and those you've interviewed. Women feeling empowered and understood and uplifted by your stories, and see their smiles and their tears and hear their laughter as they connect with your authentic journey, with your stories. Imagine receiving messages of gratitude, and each one a testament to the significance of your contribution. Feel the warmth in your heart, knowing that you are making a difference one episode at a time. And focus on this pride that's swelling within you because you've created something beautiful. Our mothers didn't have this opportunity. We do. We have the opportunity. We have a way of touching others' lives that no one has had before us. And this legacy is filled with purpose for yourself and your family. And I want you to picture your loved ones celebrating your 1000th episode, seeing you not just as a podcaster, but as a role model who follows her dreams, who uses her voice, who speaks her truth, who uplifts others. And imagine sharing stories at your next gathering, inspiring them to chase their passion, to use their voice, to be a little more authentic in their life. And I want you to feel that love and that admiration and that pride surrounding you as you pave the way for future generations. And you can repeat this affirmation to yourself. Deep breath. I am a successful podcaster on my terms. My voice matters. I touch lives and create a legacy of inspiration and knowing and remembrance. And you can repeat this however much you want to, however often you want to. Perhaps placing your hand on your heart space and doing this every morning or before bed. And as we begin to start to come back to this present moment, give yourself a few deep breaths here. Feeling the air fill your lungs And you can just gently, very gently wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And you can carry this vision of your successful self with you, knowing that you have the power to create the impact that you desire. Carolee, how was that experience for you with where you have been up to in your journey?
That was so beautiful. I love it when you do those meditations. I just feel like the more that I've stepped into my power, the more that I've been able to just magnetize opportunities. Hi, Marin. Like I literally had somebody, like when we talk about simple ways to monetize, I had somebody ask to monetize on my show. Like had an advertiser who came and like emailed me and was like, "Can I pay you to put my ad on your show?" And I was like, "Sure." Like, sure, that would be great. I would love that. So like those things
Yeah,
actually do happen,
yeah,
right? And
yeah.
of course we can go look for those opportunities and we can, you know, advertise our own products and we can, and especially as we learn more about who we are and what we really want, because the more that we do these visualizations and we understand what our future self actually looks like and what we really want to do in this world, what we were made for, like then we can point our arrow in the right direction, right?
Yeah.
It gets us going the way that we really want to go instead of just aiming after money because we don't want to go hustle after anything that might possibly make us a buck. We want to go in the way that like feels really aligned.
So, one of the women that I interviewed has a company that's incredible and I really believe in, and her product I really believe in, and she just happens to have an affiliation program. And so in my podcast notes, that goes in there, right? So that's one way. Then someone recently approached me about interviewing him and his music company, Carolee. And so he also said, I want to give the people that listen in your community this discount, and it's going to be also an affiliate link for you to make money, right? So there's another example. But I feel that the most powerful experience I've had, aside from the affiliates and also trades, which I'm a huge fan of. I've always been, as a healer, for like 26 years, I've been doing trades with people, right? Where you get so much value without having to exchange money. So you can say, I'll put your commercial on my podcast and you'll do this other thing for me, or vice versa. That is priceless, right? So we've done that.
Well, and that's essentially what going on other people's podcasts is all about. Like when you have someone come on yours and they advertise your podcast because they were on your show and you go on theirs, like it's an energy exchange and it's so beautiful and it does so much good for both of you.
Yeah, it's the ultimate referral system that everyone is a winner. And then what's so cool is, for example, I taught an Akashic record reading course, and I was able to put all of my favorite moments from that course that I had recorded on Zoom as episodes. So then when a client of mine says to me, "What's Akashic record reading?" I want to understand it better. I've got a playlist on Spotify of all of those highlights. I can just send them the link to that playlist. And then also, of course, like, I went on Marin's podcast, which came out yesterday. I put that on a playlist on Spotify of all of the interviews that I've done. That becomes my reference, I think, better than a resume on paper is, here's all
Yeah.
these people who respected me enough to have me on their podcast and to lift me up. So I really see
And
it
give
as
you
like
their
a business
time.
card. Yes. I see it as like
Yeah. Well,
that's
and what's
it's the calling card. It's so such a powerful calling card.
Yeah, and they gave you their time. What I was going to say is that having a podcast, it's building up a resource. Like this is a valuable resource. And when people want to get to know you better, they go to your podcast. Like
Yeah.
I was saying yesterday that I'm reading this book, the Rich is F book, and she was saying in that book that book's so good, isn't it? She's saying that like people literally buy her courses, and this is just a standard thing that is a fact. People get to know you
Yeah.
because of your free content. And when your free content is an hour-long conversation with you, a deep dive into who you are, and people have the opportunity to get to know you on that kind of personal basis, that's when the know, like, and trust factor is exponentially greater. That's
Yeah.
when they are interested in learning more from you, in paying you to know more of what you know, into to paying to be in your energy, right? That's why podcasting is so powerful.
Yes. And I love that you said the word trust because you're building trust, networking, right? Networking, building trust, potential clients, but also with the people that you're collaborating with. And then the other thing is that at the end of a collaboration, right, you are then having another more intimate conversation with the person that you're interviewing. And that is an opportunity that I don't think I would normally have, right? Because people's time is so limited with all of the responsibilities and distractions that after you interview someone, getting that really deeper, intimate conversation at the end of it that's also to me priceless. And the reward, in our meditation, we talked about collecting treasures of the heart. The reward of the abundance that I know I've felt, you guys have felt here from those podcasting conversations is, you know, exponential, but also something that we didn't touch enough upon yesterday is the confidence that
Yeah.
I know we've all gained, right? I mean, even from 25 episodes, Francine, like you, I'm sure, have gained an incredible amount of confidence just by putting your reps in and finding your voice and finding your voice and finding your voice and finding your voice. And
Yes.
that confidence translates, right? It translates into Carolee and I doing this class today, the class we had yesterday, which was incredible. That translates into your value heightening. So there's just a million ways that we increase our value through our platform.
Yes. So I was going to say is like you become like the five people that you surround yourself with. So as you have guests that are like they up level you. They help rise they raise your vibe. They help build you into a better person, and then you integrate the things that you're learning from them and you become better, better and better and better. And then that energy, radiates out of you and you magnetize in more people, and it's that's how your life is just transformed.
Yes. And the other thing I want to add to this about monetizing is Veronica Romney said when I was interviewing her that she's been doing her Rainmaker podcast for a really long time, but that when she was on a walk, she got a call from someone else that was like, "Hey, I'm walking my dogs. I listened to your podcast and I want to give you this opportunity." And the opportunity that they gave her because they listened to her podcast when they're walking their dog was the opportunity of all opportunities. It was like this Barbie, big event. And she said all of the episodes that she's ever done were worth just that opportunity, right? So I know that it's really about putting in the reps. And when you just keep going, that one opportunity is going to be worth the whole thing. And it's
Yeah.
worth it just in the
You
process of it anyway, but just monetarily, yeah.
Well, the thing is like you never know who's listening and what they're getting out of it and what their connections are and what they're looking for in their lives. Like I had somebody reach out to me and she was like, I listened to one episode of your podcast and I feel like we should be best friends now. I don't know what it is. Something about the way you talk. It's something about like your insights. And I was like, bam, we're just best friends. I know that I don't know you. And this is a voice memo over Facebook Messenger, but sorry, we're best friends now. Hope you're okay with that. Hey, and then we like met up for a chat and it was so much fun. And it was like people just click. If you are like energetically aligned, you will just click with people when they get to know you. And instead of having the one-on-one with everyone in the world, you can just have them listen to your podcast and you can find the people who are meant to find you, and those opportunities that are meant for you will just come in. And when you can trust that it's all like everything that's meant for you will come to you, that's you're literally just putting it all out there and just going, okay, come on, I'm ready for it, let's go.
Yeah, for sure. And I love that you keep saying trust because that's so much of what it's about, the trust and the surrender.
Yeah.
There's another opportunity that happened yesterday because I've put in my reps, right? And I just keep showing up and showing up and showing up. There's a woman who's a friend of a friend, and she said, I want to introduce you to her. She also is into transformation and money, abundance mindset, and nervous system regulation. And so, because I said to her, I want to interview you on my podcast, she sees that as a commodity, right? She sees that as an opportunity. She sees that as a quotes favor, right? And so now she's like, I want to bring you into my membership of women and have you do your breath work for us. And she wants to pay me and like send them all to me, right? So that would not have happened if I didn't have this platform. It's just these opportunities get to come closer and closer and closer the more we keep showing up to our own platform.
And that's so beautiful. And I want you to know that like when I was 25 episodes in, I nobody like really knew that I had a podcast and people didn't take it seriously. And like
Mm, mm.
I got a comment that stuck with me so much because you know how the negative comments tend to like cling
Yep.
on and you can't let them go. My father-in-law, I had mentioned, oh, I need to go do my podcast. And he was like, you're still doing that?
Oh no. Bless.
And
Oh my God.
I was like, yeah, I'm still doing that. It's still important to me, but like nobody listened, nobody cared. I had like no views. Like when it's important to you, you keep doing it for you and no one else matters and you just keep going, yeah.
I do. Yesterday, you were talking about people not listening, and I definitely have felt the sting of certain people
Yeah.
in my life that I wanted them to listen and they weren't listening. And then, like you said, it's that opportunity to unhook from outsourcing our validation. And I think
Uh-huh.
that's a important part of our personal growth journey. But I want to emphasize this thing of our voice matters and women's voices mattering, and that us continuing to show up and share our authentic truth and what we're about and what we care about, and continuing to create our own platform to say, I get to be my own platform for my own services is so empowering.
Yes. And it's like, oh, I actually don't need your permission. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, wait a minute. And if you look at it, every single person that you admire the most had the same experience. They had
Mm.
somebody tell them at the very beginning, oh, no one's going to listen to that. J.K. Rowling had what 12 publishers tell her no, I don't care about Harry Potter, I'm not interested in it. And there's I don't have them all memorized. I need to have a list of them somewhere. Person after person after person that we admire who's so famous now, They all had somebody tell them at the beginning, no, that's not good enough, not interested, sorry, don't keep going, give it up. It's the
Yes.
ones who don't give up that make it that far.
And the
The
thing
ones
is,
who give
is
up don't.
you'll look back, right, at the episodes you did in the
Yeah.
beginning, and you might be proud, or you might be like, I'm really not that person anymore. But that's also a beautiful thing because, as Carolee, as you've talked about, is you are commemorating, right?
Yeah.
You are creating this legacy. You are building this live journal of your growth and your life and where you're going and where you've been.
Yeah.
That is worth everything.
Well, and the truth is that it's in your transformation that people will find the inspiration. Nobody
Yes.
wants you to be perfect right now and to be like, look, you've never struggled. You've never had any problems. Oh, your life's always been easy. Oh, you've
Yeah.
always been totally put together. Let me follow you and see. No, they want to see how you became. They want to see your transformation. They want to see how you got to where you are. They
So
want to see
true.
the growth journey because they also need to grow because all of us do.
It's so true. And it's also like the opportunity to show what you're excited about and what you're learning, right?
Yeah.
So that's in my intros, I like to say, hey guys, I'm so excited because I just learned this thing. I just talked to this person and I just figured this aha moment out. And when you're excited about something that you're growing through, and you share that, it's just infectious, right? And it's a place for you to put that charismatic excitement that you get, that lift from having spoken to someone. It's a place to put that, right? So as opposed to calling everyone you know, you get to do it in one place. It's very efficient and just send it. Here's
It's
what's
so
going
true.
on. Here's what I just learned. It's like your ultimate newsletter. I'm curious what questions, is that okay? That
Yeah,
people have and maybe some hot seats?
let's do it.
Okay. Does anyone have a question? There's no bad, stupid, wrong questions. We're here together. There's no judgment.
You can raise your hand or you can put it in the chat.
It doesn't even have to
And
be a question. It could just be like, hey, you want to talk about where you're up to with your podcast? Like what's going on, what's good, what's challenging, and let's talk about it.
yeah,
Hey, I have a question.
yeah.
Hi. First of all, you guys are doing a really great job. This is so helpful. Um, how do you, this is way more technical than I don't know what anyone else wants to do, but how do you go about with storage? Like
Ooh,
all the episodes
yes.
you've done in the past, do you keep all of them for 8 years or you know what I mean? Like it
Yep,
seems like
totally.
crazy to get rid of it, but do
Yeah,
you keep every
I
single one in all the files?
This is what
okay.
I
So
have.
yeah, I have one, but it's fatter. I have it's a hard drive. It's a backup hard drive. You buy them at Walmart for like 25 bucks.
Okay.
It's literally so my computer is ancient and has entirely zero storage capacity.
Yeah.
It can hold all of one file at a time.
Yeah.
And then I have to move it to my backup storage drive. But you can go to Walmart or you can order it on Amazon. It is called I don't know, a backup hard drive.
Yeah. Flash drive or hard drive. Yeah.
The
Yeah, and like if you mine has like multiple terabytes. I think I have a 2 terabyte hard drive, and the guy at Walmart assured me I would never be able to fill it. And I was like, I don't know, man. I have all these music files and
Yeah.
podcast files for 3 years. I will see. But he swore to me I would never
Okay.
be able to
So
fill it.
so you guys totally do keep all your backlog of everything.
So I, yes, 100%. And I've seen people, and this has not happened to me, and this is not meant to be like a scare tactic. This is meant to be like it's so much better to be safe than sorry. I've seen people break some random rule on their podcast host and have their whole podcast shut down. Like,
Whoa.
and I don't know what they did. I don't know
What
that
are
person.
the rules? Like
I
it
think
seems
they,
like anything goes as long as you hit the
right.
Says,
Right. I
"Explain."
think they said that they didn't have advertising when they did or
Ah,
something. Or they like said it, I don't know what they did or what
okay,
I don't know
something
who it was. I think it was
interesting.
in one of the big forums I'm in, but she like lost
That's awful.
everything.
Yeah,
And like you literally just never know
yeah,
what's going to happen, and it's always better to be prepared. So I'm like, you can go back in and you can download like everything, but you can also just have your files. Plus, every so often I'll have somebody who's like, "Oh, will you send me that file so I can put it on my podcast?" And if I've already deleted it off my computer and off of Zoom, because Zoom storage is also limited capacity, then I'm like,
yeah,
"Yeah, I've got the backup. No
yeah.
worries."
That's what I
Okay.
was just gonna mention is I just delete a lot of Zoom stuff constantly. And then here's another thing that I just got recently, which is boosting my Wi-Fi.
Mm,
Mm.
it's a good
So
idea.
there's this, and then there's also something that my husband just put in the kitchen to strengthen the Wi-Fi, which I think is really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when
Um,
you add that step into your just routine where it's like I'm not done with my podcast till it is backed up.
yeah.
It just is like extra security.
Do you back up like all your show notes and everything too with it?
No, because my show notes are not worth it to me. My show notes are like the person's bio and like a sentence and their links. And if they really, really wanted it, they could send me a new bio. As long as
Yeah.
I have their name, I'm like, it's
Yeah.
not that hard to get.
Okay, that's hilarious. Okay. I saw Francine had a question, so I'm gonna let her go, but then I wanna
Yes.
I have another question, but I'll let her go
Okay.
first.
Oh, solo podcast ideas. I'm curious, Francine, can we hear you? Can you talk to us? Are you in a place where you can speak?
Yeah, because I could see this going two different ways. Like, for one
Hello.
example, yes. All right, let's hear
I'm
it.
actually at work right now, but I work from home, so you know,
I'm
so I'm
I'm
trying to like multitask a bit. Um,
I'm curious, what is the thing that you want to build the most in your services or in your products?
that's an interesting question because I'm a person who has a lot of background in many different things, but I don't really have a business right now, and I don't know if I want one.
Okay.
Um, I started the podcast mainly as an expression of my passion of just connecting with people. And I do have, different talents and things, but I don't know if I want to have a business right now
Mm-hmm.
because I'm at a stage in my life where I'm not interested in the time element, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yes, I know for sure it doesn't have to be a tremendous amount of time. It might be a little bit of a mindset, but I work 2 days a week from home, and then I have the podcast, and that feels good to me. I only do podcasts twice a month, and I've had pretty much 23 interviews and
Wow.
only two solo podcasts. And they've been like 30 minutes to an hour interviews, pretty much. So I don't know if that
So I'm
answers the question.
so I'm curious if you're struggling to do solo interviews because you're like, I can't sit here and talk to myself for that long, or if you're struggling with, I don't know what to talk about.
Both, because I just did a
Okay.
little baby solo podcast, which was my year anniversary. And I just wanted to honor that. And I just talked about my experience over the past year. It was literally like 6 minutes.
Great.
Well, that was a very low, I didn't have as many people listen, but that's okay. Um, I got a lot of congratulations from people, which was very, very nice. But I guess my point of view on things right now, I don't feel so compelled that I have to put that out there because there's not anything that um I could think of a million things, but how important are they to me? to make a podcast out of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I have to be, I have to be really inspired to want to do that. And if I had a business, it would be different because obviously I would be promoting things and so forth. But um, I don't know if I'm making sense. If that,
Yeah, I've got stuff to say.
okay.
Yeah, go for it, Siri.
So the thing is it's beautiful because there's no pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do anything. And I love the fact that you've given yourself permission to do it only twice a month, but that you've had so many guests and that you
Mm-hmm.
sound quite fulfilled with what you're doing and that people are noticing and congratulating you. It all sounds really lovely. And I don't think that there's anything, quotes, wrong. I don't think you have to put the pressure on yourself to do solo episodes, first of all. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have to do anything. You cannot do solo episodes. That's the first thing. So I would just take the should out of the solo episode, first of all. I would just take the should out of it because you don't have to do it. You could just do the interviews.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing, right? What's making you think that you need to do the solo episodes is my question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I wanted to
Um,
ask you where the pain point is.
hmm. Um, yeah, I feel like I'm, maybe judging myself for lacking the motivation to, monetize it. Um, would it be nice to monetize? Yeah, but it has to be fun. I
Yeah,
don't want to do anything that's not fun.
yeah,
You know, it's just the way I live my life now, and
yeah.
that's why I started the podcast. And I was a little anxious to start the podcast, but really not that anxious because it was so coming from my heart. And I was like, F it, I'm just going to do it. And of course, I wasn't Kathy Heller's, little podcast freebie, and she was a big motivator for me. But yeah, I think that I don't know. I have a little nagging voice that says, I should be, achieving more.
So,
Long term voice.
yeah. So first of all, you have to allow yourself to be like, "Oh, it's worth it just because it's fun." Like
Right.
number one, if I'm having fun doing it, that's worth it. I get to have fun and end of story. Like me resting, worth it. Me having fun, worth it. But I want to know what lights you up.
I really
And it
think,
can it can be like community, talking to people, like
well, yes, like my podcast is all about interviewing people who have passions in anything. I have interviewed people who are hip hop artists to pirates to coaches to healers, and it's all about. And I'll just meet anybody anywhere, and if I find them interesting, I will ask them. And most people say yes, they will be on my podcast. And that's what I love. I love meeting people who are not necessarily creatives, but that they are passionate about something, even a weight loss journey, which is a tremendous transition, and then how they got through the process and how they're getting through the process and what can they offer the audience who might be isolating, who might
yeah.
be feeling stuck, or who just love listening to inspirational stories. So that's what my podcast is all about.
So stories or passion? Which side is a little, which one are you leaning towards?
Um, well, I think they're kind of combined, actually.
All right.
Um, yeah, I like to listen. I like to. I like to hear the heroine's journey or the hero's journey, like how someone came from an idea and put it into, reality, even if it's not exactly, um, where they want to be right now, but they're in the process of it and how they deal with the emotional struggles and the spiritual struggles and all that.
That's beautiful. If you could help people to become the person that shows up on your podcast, what would that feel like?
I'm not clear what you mean.
So if the person who's on your podcast is like
Mm-hmm.
the epitome, I have a passionate story and I want to share it. If
Mm-hmm.
you've got somebody who's like, I don't know, I'm not sure, if you could help guide somebody to become that person,
Mm-hmm.
how would that feel?
Oh, that if I was going to have a coaching business, it would be around that. And that's kind of what I dip my fingers into at different times.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that because, we've all gone through different challenges in our lives and have achieved different things and different goals and maybe not acknowledging it and recognizing it, you know.
Yeah. So then the idea is that if you steered your podcast towards I help people become passionate, I help people become a person with a passionate story with a fire underneath them, and I coach them to become that. As you create a podcast that invites those people towards you, like as you're like, come join me, and as you have that fire that builds, does that make sense? That's how you start building a business that's doing something you love and that brings in, it calls people towards you
Right.
with the right messaging and the right ads on your show, the right types of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Consistent in myself. Yeah, but I would definitely think more about that and reflect more on that.
The last thing I'll add, and then we can go back to Marin's question, is just really quick, is just for me, doing a solo episode, I I only do it when I have that moment of inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Someone I just spoke to, some course I just took, some book I just read, some conversation I just had, some transformational experience that just happened to me. Oh my God, I have to share it with my friend. And then I hit record. And it doesn't matter to me if it's 5 minutes or if it's 20 minutes. I don't care. I want to share this thing that I'm so just in awe of because it just happened. Oh my goodness, hit record. It doesn't have to be scheduled. Just do it whenever you get that burst of revelation,
Mm-hmm.
that juiciness that just came out of something that hit you. What's your human design?
Projector.
Okay, that's what Carolee is.
Yeah, and I was like, with your like, oh, I'm lacking the motivation. I don't want to do this all the time. How do I have a business that's easy and it's something that I love?
Mm-hmm. Goes with my energy and
Yep.
And
yeah.
and what's your authority?
Oh,
Do you know if it's like emotional or splenic or sacral?
splenic. Splenic.
Splenic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so projector splenic authority is same as my husband. He's a writer, he's a professional screenwriter. So he has to wait for the ping. If he misses the ping, he misses the ping, right?
Right.
So that's exactly what I was just talking about is wait for the ping or the whisper or the aha moment and then hit record,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and I'd love to encourage you. Hopefully, you can still hear me. I'd love to encourage you that if you want to come join us, like, but love
Mm.
to help you. Like, get your show and get you so motivated and get this right where it needs to be so that it really like lights you up but doesn't overwhelm you.
Mm. Well, we'll hear more about it, right?
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Love to lock arms with you and continue to inspire you and tweak what you're needing and guide you and, and just get you what you need. Yeah. Maren, what was your question?
Mine's really technical again.
That's okay.
Not, but do you guys upload all your stuff to YouTube as well? Like a video to YouTube?
Yeah, and I think we do it in different ways, but I can.
Okay. Do you do it
So,
through Buzzsprout?
so I have Spotify for podcasters. I don't
Okay.
use Buzzsprout, but you can connect your RSS feed right to YouTube, and it will automatically send over like your cover art with your audio. So no matter what I do with my YouTube channel, it just shows up. I can do absolutely nothing, and it's all populated for me. But I'm also just barely, and have in the past started uploading the actual video footage from my Zoom meetings.
Okay.
So that there's actually now two showing up, one that has just my cover art and the audio, and one that has the full like video.
Yeah.
What do people watch more of?
I'm on like number 3, so I don't know.
No, yeah, okay. I'd be curious to know which one gets more views.
I'm
Um,
gonna go look.
Siri, do you use Buzzsprout?
I do.
Do you upload through that for YouTube?
I don't do it directly. I don't do solo episodes on YouTube, but if I interview someone, I spend 5 minutes tops putting it up onto YouTube.
Okay, but not through Buzzsprout, you just do it manually?
No, and I make a little Canva thing for the front picture of it, and then I say I want to have it do the little circle with my face during it, and then at the end there's a little thing. And then I put links manually, the full links, as opposed to on Buzzsprout where it's just like the hyperlink.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
answer is
I'm
definitely more on the video of the two faces. Definitely more.
yeah, I would think
And
so.
then just the audio, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what
I'm
you're
just
saying?
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you edit your video like to include because like your intro and like how you record like your promos and stuff before that's all blank. So do you
I did that
other?
once.
What I'm
I don't
like
do that.
Exactly one time. No, not usually.
okay, I guess I'm just confused on like how you put it up on YouTube and when does the video start? You know what I mean? Do you just
It starts with, "Hi Siri, how are you today? I'm so glad you're here. So glad I get to interview you."
okay. All right.
Mine starts with welcome back to the Authentic Creative, expanding your capacity to feel good. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited you're here. And then I clip that for the Buzzsprout version. You're not going to hear that welcome back to the Authentic Creative because there's already my intro. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Does YouTube apply like your pre-roll settings on Buzzsprout? That's what I'm confused about. Like, you know how on Buzzsprout you can do pre-roll like settings like pre-roll, mid-roll, outro, post-roll. You don't know what I'm talking about?
But I can tell you that on YouTube, when you upload a video, it does give you the option to put in a cover and an exit pic
Right.
image.
Right. Which is what I use.
So, yeah, and I don't.
Okay. Oh, I don't. Oh, interesting. Maybe this is a question for you when we're off the webinar. I have
It's really interesting. Like, there's so many options, and
yeah.
I kind of modeled mine off of Kathy Keller, and she just sort of like throws it up there.
That's what I do. I just throw it up there and I don't pay attention to it and I don't promote it. I just let that be organic because I really want people to hear the intros and the commercials and all of that goodness.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just another passive way of getting views, but not some. I do send it to the other people in case they want to watch it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll ask you guys some more technical questions when we're off this.
Well, let's
Very
dive
specific.
in for a second yeah, into our upcoming course, which starts
Mhm.
in a less than a week. Today's Thursday.
Yeah, the
Six weeks from now.
16th in
Friday,
6
16th.
days. And
Perfect.
tonight by midnight is the cutoff for the early bird pricing.
Yes. Well, and what I'm really excited about this is that I have my pre-recorded course, which I made. So like all of the basics, like
So
you
good.
will have that. You will have that covered. But then we're gonna come into Q&As like this, where it's like anything that you're like, I want to make this into a business, or I'm having trouble with this one weird tech thing that I don't think anyone's ever dealt with. And I'm like, I swear to you, I have done it. It was awful. Let me tell you the easy way to get through it. Like, promise you. Um,
Yes.
we're gonna help you get through the thing you are dealing with. Like if it's like I cannot figure out what title I should use, it is killing me. I can't figure out a way to get past this. Like we will help you. I'm so good at helping people like
Or how do I
brainstorm.
invite people
Right.
onto the podcast in a way that's going to get them to come on? Because that's something
Yeah.
I've honed over time. And
Yes.
it really
Hearing the
does
keys.
matter. It really matters the way in which you ask people to come onto your
Yes.
podcast.
For
Yeah.
seriously. And like how do you do it in a way that doesn't feel weird? And how do you have organic conversations that are led with curiosity that feel really beautiful and it doesn't feel like what? How do you make the decision after a conversation has happened that you're like, I don't want that on my show. I cannot say that.
Mm.
How do you
Yep.
let it go? Because I have
Yep.
like nine. I have a lot. I have like nine that was like,
How do you follow up and keep that relationship going? How
yes,
do you get them and ask them to promote the episode? There's so
mhm,
much. We're going to get
yes.
into all of it.
And it's all important. And we also get to make it easy by taking it one step at a time. The step that is the step you're on. And then you get to have all the recordings so that if somebody else is on a different step than you, and you're like, I'm going to come back to that one later.
Yeah, and I think the thing that's really important that sets what we're doing apart from what other people are doing is that Carolee and I both have big hearts of service, and we really are here to intimately connect with you and help you with exactly what you're needing. And you're not just getting a tech person or a podcasting expert, you're getting years and years and years and years of experience with all sorts of things that we together can really coach you in a way that you feel held and seen and known and understood. And we're really going to get you there.
Yeah.
Like that is our mission, that is our goal, is that you feel empowered, you have the tools, you have everything you need. We're going to hold your hand through all of it. And I think that's really special.
Yep. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm so
What?
excited.
So excited.
We're so excited to continue to be in collaboration with you guys in all of the ways. So tonight, by midnight, early bird pricing goes away, and
Yeah.
we,
Please. I was gonna say, please let us know if you have questions about this course. Like, we are here to answer them. You can DM us, you can ask
yes.
us anything, and then
Okay, and so should I announce that we're going to come
yes,
back
announce it.
before doors close, okay, on Columbus Day, Monday, October 14th, we are going to come back at 10:30 Pacific, 11:30 Mountain.
Yeah.
I'm always like, question mark?
Yes, we got this.
With the time zone, because I know Eastern, I know Pacific, I don't know anything in between. But we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back. So if you have more questions, if you know someone that you think could benefit from this, we'll be here. We'll send out this replay, but we'll be back here on Monday. And we'll do another visualization, which is so powerful. We'll answer more questions. Maybe we'll have a dance party. We'll make it fun and we'll get into like anything that's left that you want to ask us about. All
Yes,
right.
but earlier bird pricing ends tonight. Yes.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
guys for being here.